Hi, and welcome to another Ivanti patch for MEM tutorial video. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the advanced configurations you can make to allow your plugin to work in your environment. We'll be starting with looking at how to use the Ivanti patch for MEM plugin in an offline or disconnected environment. As you can see here, my Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Manager console server does not have internet access. So to use the plugin, I'll need to make sure the plugin is running in disconnected mode. Let's start by going to the Updates page view of the plugin. The loading wheel will be spinning as the plugin attempts to retrieve its catalog data from the internet. To rectify this, we'll need to go to Settings in the ribbon bar and then select the Offline Options tab. Here, we'll need to check the checkbox to run the plugin in disconnected mode. While we're on this tab, let's also set up a local source folder so that the patches we obtain can be added to the plugin for sideloading. Once we're done with the settings, click OK to save them. In order to keep our catalog data up to date, we'll need to use a device that has internet access and use the PowerShell file downloader script available on forums.ivanti.com. Once you've downloaded the file and extracted the data, you'll need to open PowerShell or PowerShell ISE in administrative mode and then change the working directory to where you've extracted the contents. I'm using PowerShell ISE to view the script file while I'm working with it. There are additional instructions available in the description area of the script, which allows me to view what commands I want to run in order to obtain the catalog data files for Ivanti patch for MEM. The command I've entered here includes specifying an output directory, a product and product version, and then the download all data files switch. Upon executing, the data files are downloaded to the output directory. Once completed, I'll create a new folder on the disconnected Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Manager console server where I can store these downloaded files. We want to store these in a shared area so that all administrators can access these files where necessary. Next, copy the files from the script's output directory to the new folder in the shared location. And finally, to make use of these new data files, we want to go into the shared folder and grab all of the files located under the data files folder and then copy them to the Ivanti patch directory under your user profile directory. When prompted, make sure you replace any existing files with the new files you've just obtained. Now, when we return to the Updates page view of the plugin, we can refresh the page to load our new offline data. The catalog that data represents is now displayed in the grid view. In order to get patches for your offline or disconnected environment, you'll first need to obtain a patch list that can be input into the offline downloader script. Let's begin by identifying the patches we want to obtain by using a smart filter. Once the patch list is assembled, select the Include box for all patches and click the Download button in the ribbon bar. Once the downloading process has started, it will identify that the plugin is running in disconnected mode and it will instead present an option to assemble a patch list. Click the Create File button to create the patch list in the supported format, and then the View in Folder button to quickly locate the file where you can copy this to your online internet-facing device. On the internet-facing device, we'll need to paste the patch list somewhere where we can access it from the script, and then rerun the script in administrative mode, this time with the additional parameter of download package input file path and by specifying the patch list file we've exported. Once the download is complete, the patch files will be available under the Updates folder in the output directory. Once again, you'll need to copy the output directory contents to the shared folder, replacing any files that already exist. Finally, now that the patches are available in the shared folder, we want to add these patch files to our local source folder. Remember, these files need to be stored centrally so that all administrators can access them, as each administrator has their own Ivanti patch data and their own local source folder. In this example here, I'm using the Mozilla Firefox patch we downloaded using the offline downloader script and then publishing it. Let's move on to take a look at proxy configurations for Ivanti patch for MEM. A proxy server can be configured in the Internet Control Panel for the logged on user. Please bear in mind that this is not an option available to the NT Authority system account, so scheduled tasks running under this account will not be able to use the proxy configuration. Once a proxy configuration is set, you can access the proxy settings by going to Settings in the plugin and then by accessing the General tab. On the General tab, click the link for Do I Need Proxy Information to validate your current proxy settings to see if they are viable and your device can reach the internet. In this example scenario, I've left my proxy service not running, so I'll need to start that up first in order for my plugin to reach the internet. Once the service is operational, I can re-click the link to validate the settings, and this time it shows a successful connection to the internet. Note here that the Use Proxy checkbox is not checked. This is because the proxy device being used is a system proxy and does not have user authentication enabled on it. If your proxy service does have a user authentication, you'll need to check this box and then enter the credentials required to access the proxy. Thank you for watching this Ivanti patch for MEM tutorial video on advanced configurations. This video concludes the 2022 tutorial series. I hope these videos have helped you improve your knowledge with Ivanti patch for MEM.